Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Medeco number CP030590 Medeco package of 300 top springs. This says key mark on it, also referred to as X4 in the catalog. I have one removed from the package, not that you're going to be able to see much at all, but I'll give you the OD of the spring. 0.105. 0.105 is the OD. Overall length, and I'm just going to put it on my desktop here and get an idea. I'd say we'd be at 0.492 length, giving you an idea of the wire diameter. That's going to be a challenge that I'm up for. Let's take a look. Wire diameter is 0.01. 0.01 is the diameter. Now, this video is to really just serve as visual evidence of what the item is, a little bit of dimensional evidence. Let's switch to the screen view and take a closer look at the supporting documentation that we have of these Medeco springs. Here is the item that we are looking at. We can take a look at some photographs that we have. Okay, quite pixelated, but nonetheless. Now, not much to see down here, but let's click on the link here to the manufacturer's page. And the point of this is to show you where we have some resources. What resources we have would be the technical service manual. This is the original document, going back to the earliest technologies of Medeco. I believe biaxial is in here as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, it is. So biaxial is in the backside. You know, you've got fore and aft pins, key, blank, quality, Medeco does sell. That's how I was taught to remember the fore and aft pins. Left, center, and right. Fore, left, center, and right, aft. So original technology, biaxials in this document. There's also the let's see. High security lock manual. This was the document that I sourced online, just additional information here. So technical resources for Medeco. Prior versions of the catalog are here as well. The Medeco M3 patent. Very interesting patent. This document is, if you're familiar with Medeco, you know, M3 is an evolution of their biaxial. And I was as an aside, a quick story. I was at ALOA at their annual convention in Las Vegas in I think 2019, and I was attending a high security cylinder class with the instructor, whose name is William Link. This is William Link's website. This is the gentleman himself. He was the teacher, and I asked him during the class, or at, you know, if he would, you know, I asked him at break if he would take a look at an article that I was writing for publication in Keynotes, the industry periodical. Earlier in the class, a couple of gentlemen had walked in and just discreetly took a seat at the back of the room, and when I asked him, he said, well, you don't want me to look at it. He says, you want him to look at it. And he pointed at a gentleman that was sitting there, a very quiet, reserved gentleman was sitting there. And sure enough, at lunch, I went up and I introduced myself and asked if he would take a look at my article. And my article was on Medeco's sister company, Corbin Russwin's Master Ring, and here is a copy of that article here. I was writing an article on Master Ring, popularized by P.F. Corbin. Well, the gentleman and I sat there for about 20 minutes on lunch, and it was several months later that I was continuing to research things for the PRP tests through ALOA, where I then realized, because I had the gentleman's business card, and I know his name was Peter, that I was sitting with Peter Field, one of the two names on the patent for Medeco 3. Why that's interesting or important is because of how incredibly generous and gracious this gentleman was with his time at ALOA. Incredibly memorable experience to sit down with someone who clearly is at a different level when it comes to thinking about the construction of locks. Anyway, to him I'm deeply grateful. The Medeco M3 technical manual is here. So we've got original technology, biaxial Medeco 3 technical manual is here as well. And this really is the heart of the matter. A modification to the key blade itself, where there's a slider that needs to be depressed in order to allow the gates in the side in the side of the pins to align with the sidebar fence, or fences, I suppose. Now, the 2019 product catalog, let's go ahead and open that. And from there we can search for our part number, which is 030590. I know that it's CP dash. And here it is, Medeco X4 springs. These are a bag of 300. If you were to search for X4, you'll find the Medeco X4 technology on page 63. Let's scroll down into that neighborhood, and here it is. Okay. If you know X4, you'll know what its platform is. And in summary, X4 is the perfect security upgrade for SFIC. And these springs are specifically for X4 and SFIC. If you've ever tried to pin small format and use the wrong spring, you immediately realize that it will not work. And if it does work, it probably won't work for very long. That's why it's so crucial to have the right spring. So this catalog is very handy because it will allow you to learn more about what this part number is and where it's used. So not a whole lot additional for me to add to the fact that this is a bag of springs when you're keying small format X4 from Medeco or Keymark as well, but also to point out the additional resources. Okay, the original patent is here from 1973, and this is the heart of the matter. The sidebar with the pins being prepped so as to receive the sidebar. This drawing illustrates the importance of having the proper lubrication for your cylinders. It's known that if you use the incorrect lubrication, they will quickly fill up these small little gates that have been prepped in the side of the pins, preventing the sidebar from seating correctly. So Medeco does have its own lubricant. Yeah, here it is. 2 1/4 ounce can and basically a 12-ounce can of Medeco PX-KY-LUBE is what it is. Okay, let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, hopefully there was some value in this video, at least to show you what the springs look like and where to find some additional resources. And I do like to tell my Peter Field ALOA story every single chance that I get, so I'm grateful for that. There you go. I have it on good authority that Medeco owns about 75% of the North American, or at least I think it's the North American high security cylinder market. So if you are looking for such product, Medeco would be quite the name to review. Any questions on the Medeco CP030590 package of 300X4 Keymark springs or any other Medeco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.